I guess this is the event of 2023, the first event, and quite unexpected one too. So, what happened in court? All right, I had to show up in court, and I'll tell you my story, which is a very short story, but everything, all the little details always matter. Um, and I realized now the greatest piece of that will entertain you a lot. All right, you can do your job, but if you do a bad job, society doesn't need you. If you keep doing a bad job and won't stop, you go to hell. And obviously, hell is a pretty interesting concept where you can go deeper and deeper into darkness. You know, especially if you don't understand what you did wrong. That would be terrible. I definitely speak above all else. Like, there's no possibility these people have enough brain power to actually watch a single of my videos. So they will never catch me. In case I say something incriminating, I'm not Andrew Tate who says, "Oh, I've hidden things in the toilet and I did shady things in the past," and he just literally committed to the crime, which is why I will soon enough talk about Andrew Tate, but I still have to finish my super special event of beating up PewDiePie, which is difficult, I'm not gonna lie. It's difficult for me to wrap my head around how do I destroy, nuke a person with a lot of content. Alright, what is the weakness of making a lot of content? I know self-presentation is pretty big weakness. I know finding cringe is pretty big weakness. But we talk about that in the final episode. How do I get there? Use my drill, because this drill has to be powered up to 1000 to do the full effect of just winning me, the whole thing. Which means, slowly but surely this is possible. It's just probably not the winning play. I need to accelerate this just a little bit more, and it sucks. So I summoned government here, because we're talking about the court. Government's pretty weak. Pretty satisfying, though. Seeing them in power and being lazy and not... First of all, the problem is obviously paperwork. It's absolute garbage. Then there's doctor was potentially nervous, and then I realized had to read a script, man. Wow. The script contained a bunch of facts about, my history, basically, right? And then it immediately got boring. I'll tell you guys, I'll spoil it. So this is about me pushing an old woman, and the thing had to be resolved after like 2.5 years. For a half a year, I'm just like waiting to get jailed, basically. I didn't even get to court ever in that case. Until this last time, when I was invited to court finally, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why now? Why just now? Oh, that means because I can't possibly do anything. It's just you playing your little game without me, which is quite offensive, I would say, If you play the game of, how hard should we kill a person? It's not even a punishment. Huh. Please invite me to play. Mm-hmm. In case, you know. Shit. In case I am the one being demonetized. No, I understand there's some words you don't want to say because of the bad vibes. I don't want to not say things because I'm gonna get demonetized. That's a little bit creepy to me. You know, oh, I really want money, please, YouTube. Don't automatically punish me. But they will automatically punish you. There's nothing you can do. It's pretty fascinating. So, yeah, for a long time they just it's the best solution for me not to go to court because there's nothing I can do, and it's not very exciting or flexible or interesting or sensible or fair for that matter. Because you should allow people to like show social skills and like be able to manipulate their way out or try to attempt and see how cool they are in that situation and experience that stuff. No, it was like very bland and bleak, and everyone talked to each other. There was like 4 people and the judge and my mom, and everyone got to talk with each other. I didn't really say anything besides like, oh yes, I'll definitely take medicine for the rest of my life. That's exactly what I signed up for. And that's exactly what I'm doing all the time. It's just, and it's very funny how they exaggerate one particular thing. Is like, I went to the hospital and I had to be there for a month. I kind of signed up for it, and they just like, oh, you definitely have this thing, which paranoid schizophrenia. We definitely know what this thing is. We were able to explain that to you very well throughout the year that you were in the other hospital by force now. So they definitely explained that one to me. They explained that schizophrenia is like, well, technically it's anything. Yeah, normally people know it as like, oh, you heard voices, but like, that's literally what it was. I just said I've heard voices, and that was enough of a storyline to be like, oh, you're a weird person now. Yeah, it's a combination of like I've heard voices and I'm saying like weird things and I'm doing weird things at some point, but at no point have they actually tried to analyze anything about me, unfortunately, or even showed any sense of like ability to understand other people, which is very shameful, I would say. Like, they will crash and burn if I just raise my hand. It's like, hey dude, you want to answer a question? You raised your hand. No, I just own this school and you're fired. That's what would happen. It's like, they wouldn't even notice that it's even possible. But everything is possible, unfortunately. You just don't know it until it happens. You must understand, there have been wars and problems in the past for a reason. And for the dump people. Dump. Just to dump people to make them fight each other. That's it. It's just a stupid little event that happens. And so everything's supposed to be flexible and supposed to be capable of being under attack, which it is, because that's how reality works. But reality also wants to keep things calm, if possible. It's a preferred state of life, to be honest. So you have to always find that piece of power within you just to remain calm, to see who attacks first, who's the fucking loser here. So they just talk to each other without making a serious threat against me. Obviously, the serious threat against me is like, well, you have to take medicine. that could, change at any time. My doctor could be hostile and switch up my medication to just play with me, basically. He's still, capable of controlling my life in that sense. And I can't really say no because he has too much power, right? Which it's a weird thing. I do appreciate having someone to talk to, potentially for 2 minutes and just go on my day. No, someone to be picked on because I have a greasy hair because I don't wash my hair or care to change my clothes because I just sit here at home. I don't have to do nothing. And honestly, it just makes me really happy because I am a lazy person and I see how difficult other people's lives are, and I don't think they're happy by doing all this work, unfortunately. You know. Work, 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 and sell your happiness away. If you keep working and working and working, potentially you can lose sense of how precious time actually is. If you're not doing like your passionate things, because you have very limited amount of time to do your passions. I need a list of priorities. I need to understand exactly how I feel and what I want to do next. And the time that I have, I feel the whole thing. All right, everything, every single second of my life is filled up. There's no way I can waste anything. That's what a celebrity mindset is about. That's why I should get famous. The most annoying part about the doctor was like the most obvious one, The doctor was annoying. And so the first thing he did is like, don't argue with the judge, and you'll be fine. Instead of argue, you can switch it with disagree with the judge. And it's like, why would I do that? And it was scary because I'm still dealing with unknown. You must understand, like, you go to the court, it's like, what's going to happen? They have so much power over me. They can decide anything at any moment and ask very provoking questions. In fact, the most provoking question it was to my mom, not to me. It's like, does he drink medication? That is a provoking question. In case I don't, that would be weird. How do you not know whether I drink medication or not? There's a pretty interesting proof. If I drink medication, I can't possibly do a crime. That's how it works. Because medication really helps me not to do crimes. Or was it for a different purpose? Or was it just to see that I'm, compliant? I don't get it. I want the full story. I want the 2-hour video. I'll sit there and watch. In fact, I miss government so much they don't post enough videos about themselves that kind of don't exist, basically. And they just proven how non-existent they are. They just have these, like, gowns of, like, special robes, even for the what is the lawyer, right? The lawyer, the defender for me. The lawyer just puts on those fucking black robes, like, ooh, I'm now in a cult, guys. What's up, bro? I know this guy. We met before because I always come here and do things. In fact, the funny thing is, and I still remember this thing, my lawyer was late. There was a problem with his calendar. Like, excuse me, because it's the New Year's. He was like, "Oh, there's something." I could have started playing cards at that point. It was just at that point, I'm like, Okay, you pissing me off right now. What are your problems, my friends? You're dealing with the law, my friends. If you have any problems and if you're getting late, stuck in something, that's that is so disrespectful and so painfully difficult to handle. You're lucky, Mr. Lawyer, you didn't have to say many things. And I could have probably defended myself pretty well. But what if the court dismisses everything and has to delay everything? Excuse me, my friend. It's not just a small little mistake. All of a sudden, you poked a hole into the wall, and it just went through. What? The finger just went through. It must be a paper wall. Oh, oops. It's not a mistake. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, dude. It's not a fluke. It's a pretty big problem. If you have a problem to begin with. After all, this is the 5th day, so a lawyer should be able to, navigate the 5th day. And it's like, you're probably late because you're in like a different case at the same time, maybe? Or not? How can you mess things up like that? How is this even possible? It doesn't make sense to me. Alright. Haven't you been doing for years now? So, there was like this little conversation between some dude basically, again with a gown, it's like fancy, just sitting, just some dude now. That's how I remember him, as some dude. There's the judge that is a different person, and she has like this 4 people around her. So there was some dude, lady that deals with paperwork, my lawyer, and my doctor. Pretty much I own 2 of them. 2 out of 2 I own, unfortunately. So I guess there was a battle of Pokemon, and I could have chosen a 3rd Pokemon, which is my mom. Fantastic. Obviously, those 2 Pokemon, the first 2 Pokemon, she kind of owns them too, including my lawyer. Lawyer is only there to, like, take away your ability to speak for yourself, which is not fun whatsoever. It shouldn't be allowed even. Alright? It should be allowed if you want to, but it shouldn't be allowed by default, unfortunately. Because that is deeply offensive. Technically, it does make sense to put it on default in case you realize... Well, okay. By default, you should be asked, do you want to defend yourself? Or do you want a lawyer to do it? Alright? You should be asked that. But then the question is like, would you even understand the difference? And that's where it all comes down. It all comes down to like, the default is actually you are automatically defended by lawyer, and there's not much you can do unless you really understand how everything works, and you can just dismiss your lawyer or something. It's like, no, I'm defending myself. I'm sorry. So you can eliminate one person immediately whenever you want in this case. And there's a 5th person, obviously, the recording. The ability for the judge to actually do whatever the fuck she wants. If she asked a bunch of questions and all that stuff, become a part of history, basically. But I didn't let that happen. It's pretty scary knowing, like, everything is getting recorded, but it should be. It makes sense. I would record everything. It's just in some cases, even including this one is interesting, I think. It's like a special battle event. Like, of course it has to be recorded. And everything has to be recorded. Just for their safety, they have to flex their power and everything. And it's supposed to be like a culminating special event where everyone comes together to make a conclusion. I shouldn't even be talking, which I didn't, and it feels satisfying, but it also feels scary not knowing what I'm stepping myself into and how much input I will need. In the first case, whether I'll be asked any questions or not. So unfortunately, I am disappointed, by the way. As you may know, that justice system does not actually work very well. I call it bullshit for sure. criminal justice, right? Well, I should have called it the justice system in general. But for now, we only tackled criminal justice. I think justice system is a lot bigger than criminal justice. I'm sorry, guys. And it's kind of different things, but still has, like, the same concept in mind. But anyway, like, it's interesting. Interesting. So, the judge had 4 people, lawyer, some dude, my doctor, and paperwork girl. Wow, congratulations. You do need 4 people. I love number 4 so much. And you could break it down to be like, well, the some dude is just some dude. Just a random dude. Which is water. Paperwork girl seems like a fire person. Lawyer is definitely earth person because it's trying to replace your job, basically. Take away your job immediately before it even starts. But all of this is kind of pathetic in case you're not prepared for it, you know? That's... So, when you're listening to this video, you can prepare yourself and try and do stupid things in court. It's just like, you're in danger. So potentially you should do things when you're not in danger, but you're still in court, which is like impossible. They put you in a very weird spot, which is why this thing works, but doesn't work at the same time. Alright? So I think that's very fascinating. It works because you're in danger and doing anything recklessly will destroy your life. Just straight up destroy your life. Because now you're standing out from the crowd. You're different. It's like, why do you want to be different? Especially now, for me, there was no reason to be different. It's like, we gather here today to finish this case. We step into the puddle. We found a little bit of violence. You definitely pushed an old woman, and there's definitely an episode of mental illness. We put 2 and 2 together. We're very smart people. And we're definitely not going to get fired after that one. Because we're just not going to watch this video. That's as simple as that, right? We're just going to ignore this video, and we're not going to get fired from our jobs, right? And replaced, and the entire country is not going to be flipped like a pancake whenever the fuck I want, right? Whenever I'm ready for it, you know? Ready for it. That's the kicker line. Ready for it? Come and get it. This is what the fox said. Ready for it, my friends. Are you ready for it? Are you ready there? You're there to get fired? Anyways, so, yeah, when you're ready, come and get it. That's the funny thing. That's what a lawyer should say. It's so funny, dude. The lawyer should have said, if you're ready, come and get it. Because he's getting paid after all. In the end, he's getting fucking paid. I can defend myself, man. I want to get paid too, bro. Give me some cashews. And not only I can defend myself, but if I defend myself successfully, I get a streak. I can go to other courts, basically. Quickly talk to the person who's in danger and give them... and just defend them automatically. And just like, well, no, I'm defending this person too because I defended myself successfully. I get to defend other people now. Just to try, you know, let's see what happens. That'll be fun. You know, like there's some little tiny wiggly things you can do to start destroying this concept of authority that has been, you know, it's getting old now. It's getting really old and pathetic. Alright, we have the internet, we can equip ourselves with consciousness and understanding. I do fear for the people that they just don't know how to do anything these days. You know, do you know how to walk and eat and breathe? Whoa, no, breathing is pretty difficult. If you breathe through your mouth, you might damage yourself quite a bit. So that's a difficult one. So maybe let's stick with walking and breathing. They can do that, but everything else is like rocket science at this point. Any human interaction is just the most impossible thing I've ever seen people try and do. I'm the only one who can do backflips with human interaction. Everyone else is just like, dude, I'm not even gonna try and raise my finger because my finger's gonna fly off. And, oh my god, you're really that scared of human interaction? My finger's gonna fly off. Holy crap, man. So, it's a fun time. Obviously, people gonna try and find incriminating things about me when I become famous and try to rip me apart. Not gonna happen. You're also fired from doing that. Not allowed. Don't do that one. Because you literally automatically declare war against me. And, it's not gonna be easy to fight a war against me. I'm not some dude, you can just manipulate, unfortunately. So, there was some dude, you should say hi. You might want to go to courts and find some dude. But, not me, bro. Alright, if I do get famous, like, now I have 100 reasons why I should have gotten famous to begin with. 100. If not more. 100 is just like a good number to have of reasons. Because most people don't even have 5. 5 reasons, man. I look pretty, and then I am a little bit talented, and I have an Instagram account, and I make some TikToks, and I kind of know how to dance. That's where it ends. Congratulations. I shake your hand and you leave. You leave with all your fame. You will get fired too, unfortunately. If I'm jealous. If I'm not jealous, do your thing, my friend. Everyone's starving anyways, especially influencers. So you're not going to be different, alright? By being different, you're still not going to be different. You're going to watch other people starve and you feel like you're starving because now you can't rip them off that easily, You will feel bad. So, it's just going to be a very fun interaction. When I do become famous, the reason why it's so difficult for me to be famous is there's also 100 reasons why people don't want me to be. Alright, there's 100 reasons why I'm invisible and ugly and unattractive in terms of my content and my presentation, and my microphone sucks. I put in 100 reasons, and people gobble that shit up like crazy. Alright, just the go-to, basically. Dude, I felt like, that's fine, dude, if you found 100 reasons why you don't like me. But that's not the point. Alright? That's just another reason why I should be famous, because I have 100 reasons that I don't even care about. You can take that. You can spin that around. You can have fun with it. You can not make me famous for a long time until I will blow up in people's faces and there's nothing you can do about it. And all these reasons going to be old and pathetic at that point because I've been stuck with those reasons forever. It's part of who I am, unfortunately. Alright, it will become my identity. Whatever I grow up with. If I don't change, if I don't become a greedy, shitty person, it's part of my personality, unfortunately. It's not a reason to hate me or anything. It's just how I became who I became. So, yeah. Again, people look into this, oh, you did something wrong. You did violence. You couldn't pay yourself You couldn't bail yourself quickly enough? Wow, interesting. You are a loser in our eyes. You have another reason why we should hate you forever. You have mental illness, clearly. And again, you can latch onto these things and be like, wow, I found something that discredits this person. No, no. That's not how it works, my friend. There's 100 reasons for me to become famous. There's 100 reasons why people don't want me to be famous. And there's some like good reasons, like genuine reasons, but if I want fame, I take fame, bro. I just take it. If I want it, I'll take it. If I'm useful to society, you give me what I want, bro. There's no excuse. And if society does not give me what I want, oh man, we bombing this shit. We're flipping. We're flipping society, my friends. So if I have this many reasons, this many good reasons to be famous, society better give me what I want. Because the clock will start ticking, there's going to be a time limit, I was just going to wait. How long will it take for me to get what I want? I just sit back and enjoy. Obviously, my reasons also are on a time limit, and I have to keep reiterating my reasons, keep getting better at doing everything. But why do I mix these two things up with what happened in court? Again, there's a lot of people who just jumped on this video because, wow, well, you really like me, do you? No, they're just evil. They think they're gonna get away with stuff. Yeah, you can click on the spiky thing and like skip the video and like see a clip of me saying something interesting or whatever. But like whatever. Yeah, I act like a famous person. I may never get famous. That would be weird. Because that's what I want, you know. And again, if society can afford it, if it's like quite cheap, and it's like I am a good person, fame is not something that should be difficult for people to give and you know, pass around. All right, so you must understand that right now people are attached to fame because it's quite new. Go square. But normally, we will be able to make anyone famous anytime. We can just blow up certain cases, and that's how society works. At least the second level of society is gonna have this superpower of just making anyone famous if they want to. You think you can handle it? You think you can handle the consequences? I don't know, bro. Obviously, you have to be smart enough to ask for, like, oh, I want to steadily climb in fame, and you have to select a very, very specific way of getting famous. Or you can be like, oh, I want maximum amount of fame, I just want to see how it feels like. All of these choices will be respected, you know. But, we have to wait until we establish the second generation of influencers, basically. Because we don't have that. Right now, the second generation is like TV personalities, just people you saw on the screen. They're not influencers. That's not the definition of influencers. These are actors. Alright? Entertainers. Not influencers. You cannot reach out to them in any way, shape, or form. You can't even feel like you're reaching out to them. That's the difference. Alright? Now they're on your screen and you can comment. That's the only difference, honestly. And you can choose which one to watch at which time. So you can reach out to the person you like and comment under their videos. Those are the two main differences between just television and YouTube. You know those differences, but I had to reiterate so you understand the difference between entertainer and influencer. Big difference. We didn't have influencers for a very long time. Alright, just recently, this one generation, and we will evolve those people into something better. Alright? Does that mean TV personalities have evolved into something? Kind of. They kind of did. They kind of have to. All these actors, they kind of have to become influencers now to some extent. Be reachable. Be, well, interactive or influential all of a sudden. And not just be pictures on the screen anymore. Everyone has to adapt and learn from the newest generation of what new and exciting things they can adopt into their lives. So if you want to be a shitty part of society, you just ignore all of that stuff. You just become archaic and old and start reading books and exercising like PewDiePie. Obviously. Obviously, he's going to keep his fame. He's still like 10%. He has 10% engagement from people that follow him. Like 10 million subscribers, basically, still care about him, which is like, whoa, that's a lot of people, don't you think? So, I'm impressed, but I'm also... I need that. Shout me out, PewDiePie. Not a nice person, I'm sorry. But you're just like gonna be fired very soon. The next episode, you're just gonna get fired. So you can shout me out any moment, whenever you feel like it. Or he might actually win the competition, and all my words are obsolete. So now let's go back to the court case. All right, they found a puddle of water, and they're just like, oh, I'm a little baby with guns and power. And paperwork, apparently that's powerful. It's confusing and annoying. And you have to sign papers that you don't really understand what you're signing up for sometimes. I got in trouble for that the first time I got into the hospital. I signed up for it. And I realized that was a mistake when people started talking about it. I didn't figure out on my own. People had to talk about it and say like, oh, there's a choice. So a strict choice. If you don't sign up for it, you're just there for 3 days, and they cannot keep you. And it's like, wait, what? What the hell? Why did nobody tell me that? That's incriminating, because that's a big choice, man. Oh, but you know, if you don't know what you're signing up for, then don't sign. That's not how contracts work, unfortunately. The first time I got into a hospital, I had to sign a contract to stay longer. It wasn't clear what it was about. I should always have a choice to cancel what I don't like. If it's easy to sign up, it's easy to cancel. It's just how it works, my friends. Unfortunately. But if I don't know what I'm signing up for, it's not my problem. It's just not my problem. For me, it felt like, it's just like, I don't care. People ask me to sign autographs everywhere at all times, and it's like, it doesn't matter. Apparently it does matter. And now it flips the entire script of contracts all of a sudden. It's now every single fucking contract matters. It's like, fuck off, man. You can't just flip the script. I felt like no contract actually matters, and you have to, everything up to that point matters, but not the contract itself. But now you're telling me, because nobody cared to explain me anything, and they're just doing their jobs. You're fired, bro. It's not how you do things, unfortunately. It doesn't seem moral to me to pretend that you don't need to explain the contract because Everything is written on the contract, and the contract explains itself a lot better than a human could. You just read things. So you telling me, bro, I shouldn't sign anything anymore. That's cool. That's a cool thing. That's a cool thing. But people force me to sign things anyways. There's no escape, my friends. And there's millions and millions of questions about the contract in that case. So just fucking explain in simple terms, which is very important terms too, because I'm signing up quite a chunk of my time, unfortunately. It was strictly a month of my time has been signed up for, none of which was pleasant or important to my life, but I just lost it. You know, just straight up lost it. And if you do crazy things, they will just keep pushing you deeper into the ground, basically. So I can't flip a table whenever I want. You're just stuck in there. All right, hoping that you're gonna get some value out of that 1 month. A funny thing happened. I did found a magazine with Selena also going through like a hospital experience, and that was the suggestion. The first time she like encounters the lupus thing, and it's like, wait, what? I get to relate to this picture that I just found from a magazine. That is so cool. Because I cared about Selena at that moment. And like, wow, that was. I don't know if I have it. I kind of wanted to like rip it out and just have the picture. That was so cool. She looked very cool in that one. Like her hair was cool, and the glasses, the outfit, everything. She was unusually cool in that picture. Let's put it that way. So he definitely connected with me. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, yeah. So I want to go back a little bit. If you should be famous whenever you want, what is happening right now? What is happening right now is like people are easily manipulatable. All right, easy to manipulate. So you can still become famous if you want. You just have to use cheat codes to do it. All right, to prove that you in fact want to be famous. But technically, in order to become famous right now, which is what other people would want to do as well, yes, you can just be very early bird, and get claim leadership or whatever. But the reality is, everyone who's famous right now has broken morality terrifying amount of times. Just straight up broke rules of morality by just cheating their way up to fame and manipulating society. And we have to just clean up the whole fucking mess now. That's scary. That's one of the reasons why I will hardly become famous, because I'll start flipping the shit out of people. I'll start declaring real wars in real events, and people will not see fame or influence the same way anymore. They're just not going to see it the same way. And it's going to be so difficult for me to get cancelled, because anytime I get close to being cancelled, I just flip the script and I'm now a good guy all of a sudden. All right? And just because you know the script doesn't mean that you're going to be able to predict what is my next move. All right? Doesn't mean you're going to catch me. Catch me outside, how about that? You're not going to catch me outside, my friend. You're not going to catch me, bro. So, stop trying. That's the whole middle finger. I'll be so unpredictable. I'll keep saying, stop trying. Stop trying to catch me. I'm way faster. And everyone who keeps trying to catch me will declare war against me. They're gonna have a terrible time, basically. They're not gonna get what they want, what they think they want. Just because I'm reachable and you can interact with me and a lot of opportunities are available. But if you're trying to catch me, it's not a good thing to do. You're just gonna catch a bullet. Alright? It's just what happens. If you're trying to catch me, you will catch a bullet. What does that mean? It means at some point I will detect that you're cheating, that you're using old generation strategy. And then I'm like, okay, you're cheating. Let's keep playing. Let's see how long you're gonna cheat. And so I calculate the cheateration of your of who you are as a person. Just analyze every little bit, titsy bitsy. Try you in different situations. Try to be unpredictable and still cool to you. And you keep following me. And at some point, I just turn around and be like, okay, you cheated for this, you did this, and this. At that point, you did this, and I have made a video about it, which I released right now for people to chew on. Because at that point, I'm pretty powerful if people are following me, right? So you have been exposed by... And you also get kicked out of the Discord channel or whatever you're following. You just get kicked out. You can't talk to anyone in my community. You're just gone. Alright? You took the bullet. You're just gone. I want to see what happens next, though. But at that point, no one really cares because that person is just gone. Unfortunately. I just say, good. What are your final words? What are your final words, my friend? Tell me your final words. And we'd see that. Obviously, every influencer has to understand we're playing with fire, and all the little things we do under the name of internet can happen in real life. Everything is ridiculously dangerous and painfully painfully becomes real. The moment you get sucked into reality because it's possible, all you have to do is see the magical word legal battle. Am I right? Now there's some legal battle between Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla. I don't know who started it, but you're both dead unless someone did not want to do the legal battle. You know. Just raise a hand which one of you is. I don't think it's Logan Paul, unfortunately. I think Logan Paul is a vicious piece of fucking garbage. That's what he is. But we're gonna burn him later. He's not a big deal. I want to burn Justin Bieber if I get a chance. That's a juice right there. Look at that juicer. 4,400. Now that's what I want to burn. If anything. Anything above 1,000 I kind of want to burn. Sounds fun to me. Government's getting close to 1,000. Burn it. Burn them. Yes, so, trying to catch me, trying to watch videos like these, and like, oh, what is the bad thing that Gurnex did? I'm sure we can, cheat on him real hard. Yeah, I know morality, and morality is just, like, mind-blowing when it comes to social norms. You think you have social norms, and you think you're the moral person. You're not. Alright? You're just doing what everyone else is doing. You're just doing the normal things. Normal things are not moral things, unfortunately. Alright? Normal thing to do, is not the same as morality. A moral thing to do, unfortunately. Yes, you flip a few words, flip a few letters around and get rid of the N. Get rid of the N word. Technically, that's the most N word I've ever seen, if anything. And the moral, yeah. Not the same, though. So you still have to flip a few letters. And it changes the entire meaning. Why? Well, we're gonna talk about it in some episode, essentially. But we have to go back to the case. So, again, the case is not as important because it just was brief. They talked to each other. They decided on something that was already decided technically because they want to be fair to everyone. It's like, we're gonna always put them in a very spicy situation. We're gonna give them a year, but in the middle of the year, we're gonna be like, there's an opportunity for you to get out, but you're not gonna get out because we always give a year. But I want to see what you do when you get that opportunity. Oh, okay. So you wait a year in a hospital. You get out. You wait a year in the court system, technically, in this attached to the medication system. Basically, you have to talk to a social worker. You have to talk to your doctor, and when you talk to a social worker, you have to talk about your life and stuff. And now it's all done. Now I don't have to do the social worker thing anymore. I still have to go to the doctor to get my medication, which is a loss for me because, they prove to have no common sense whatsoever. It's not necessary, guys. You should try me without medication. Maybe I will not do crime without medication either. You should try it out. You should check if this is true statement or not. But unfortunately, here's a kicker, right? They're so attached to medication, whatever that is. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Do pills do anything? Have this been proven? How much science do you need to prove something like this? Because that's fucking difficult, man. Medication requires tons and tons of research, and none of this research is like substantial, like true evidence. Because unless you condense it into something like really, really fascinating, like a really fascinating story, like a movie. Unless it has a cool movie to watch, medication doesn't even exist. It's just a way to manipulate people, as always. They're so attached to medication, you can't get away from that one. What? And the kicker is, obviously, no matter what you do, they will not test if you need medication for real. They say it's for the brain imbalance. Oh, interesting. It's gonna balance my brain. How? How is it gonna affect anything, unfortunately? Besides my health. Besides my ability to control myself. How is that gonna do that? Because every medication has side effects. I don't want that, unfortunately. But hey, for the record, I'm drinking medication every day. I'm definitely doing that. For the record. So, ask my mom. They asked my mom if I drink medication. She doesn't know. Of course she doesn't know. No one needs to know. Unless it's very important. But it sounds like a groomer thing to me. It's like, oh, if now you called a groomer or you don't drink your medication, just die, basically, right? Just get publicly executed. It's okay. It's okay, my friend. It's the worst crime you could have ever done, after all. Despite medication and grooming not really being defined properly, I would say. So, but it's definitely... People gonna use any weapon of choice they can get their hands on, to be honest. And this weapon is getting old, and the groomer thing is a new thing. But there's... I would still bunch them up in the same category of fuck off, idiots. You don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah, it's fascinating. This is why I'm anti-science is the kicker. Not really the flat earth thing is the kicker. The flat earth thing is like the idea of what anti-science is. But medication is the hidden grudge against science. Like, stop it, guys. You're idiots. But it's also a hidden grudge against criminal justice, too, because I'm just stuck with it, you know? It's like, well, the doctor knows best, clearly. So the most disgusting thing that the doctor says, obviously, everyone's attached to this thing, alright? Doctor... You did, it's not your first time doing the crime. So now, oh wow, there's a pattern, guys. What pattern did you found? Did you found a second puddle after the first puddle? Did the rain start falling? Because rain falls sometimes. Normally people... It's very unlikely that lightning strikes twice, and it's like people don't do crime these days, unfortunately. Alright, but it's the second time you do this. And there's no excuse. Whoa. Rewind a little bit. No excuse. Very interesting position to put me into. There's no excuse. He didn't say that, but it's not your first time. It felt like it, you know. It would be a very interesting conversation. It's just too dangerous for me to engage into that conversation. But it would be an interesting conversation. I know for a fact these people will not watch my video. They can't. They, first of all, don't understand English, but they also don't understand common sense. So, don't even try, guys. I am untouchable. Alright, I'm Lithuanian. I'm untouchable by any American, unfortunately. And I will do damage if you like me to, and I will defend you if you like me to. I'm a nice person. I'm still nice. Despite of what you think of me, I'm still very nice. I will do nice things. That's what a nice person does. Nice things for people. Things for free, just to engage with society. Stuff like that. That's the nice thing to do. Alright, I'll define it, guys. I'll define it in a cupcake, put it for you guys. Nice thing to do. Give something to society for free. That would cost money and effort otherwise. Give them a chance. Give them a cookie for free, be nice. I do that every day. I get nothing in return. I am quite upset about that. But I know there's hope. That everything stacks and people are going to look into my case. Into the case of me being YouTube CEO or not. And they're going to realize, oh, he kind of is a YouTube CEO. He does have the experience for it. So yeah. That's a fun little thingy. Not your first time. And what I thought about this one is like, I thought, yes, the third time will be you flying downstairs. And, I will not be blamed. Unfortunately. I can predict the future, guys. He's gonna fly down the stairs. He's gonna try and come up to my door and be like, hey, Gornext, now you're famous. Is there any work that I can do? And you're just gonna be flying down the stairs. So, I don't know why. I don't know who's going to make you fly down the stairs. Maybe you tried to fly. Maybe that's the superpower I gave you in exchange. But that's what you're going to be doing. Because it's very offensive. What is going to be my third time then? There is definitely a pattern of some kind, somewhere, somehow. It's possible. Very likely, right? Because I did the unlikely thing of doing a crime. Yes, there is a pattern. It's not a mental illness pattern, unfortunately. I'm just an angry person. Yeah, that's the end. The end, my friends. I figure out the pattern. Oh, wow. There must be a very interesting pattern. There's a very interesting and complicated pattern. I am an angry person. person. Does that mean I cannot control myself? Does that mean... What does that mean? So an angry person, first of all, I'm lazy. I am not going to do research. I'm not going to care for people. If I want something done, I'll try and do it. It's just that simple. And if you feel like I have no excuse to do that, you're fired. It will take time to get you fired, but I don't like you, man. I declare war immediately. An angry person does that. It's like, whoa, dude, you third grade science, you figure out a titsy-bitsy pattern, possibility of a pattern. Wow, it's almost like looking at a 10-year-old child drawing. So, whoa, I found a pattern, dude. Dude, look, you're an asshole. That's the pattern. Oh, me's an ass. Okay. Me is an asshole. And you deserve to die, is the pattern. Huh. Wow. Very interesting patterns you're finding there, my friend. Two things I've done. Alright, I've attacked my mom because I got very angry, and I didn't thought it was a big deal. I knew, kind of, it was a big deal, but I didn't know how big of a deal it was. And then the second time, I just pushed an old woman because I wanted to get rid of her out of the house, my friend. You going out. I'm a security guard for my mom, and when you ask for too much money, you getting out of here, bro. Whoever you are. Oh, you tripped and fell and you broke a leg. Oh, so sad. So sad. No, but the real sad thing that she exposed... Now, an old woman, I'll give her credit for this one. She can live the most wonderful life past this point, because she exposed how terrible our government is. It's just now funny, ridiculous, and happy ending for everyone, to be honest. Government is just absolute ass when it comes to handling issues like that. And again, potentially it happens because of time. Alright, over time, problems that used to be solvable back in the day are not solvable anymore the same way. Alright? Back in the day, reality was very boring, and going to jail is actually quite an exciting place to socialize. Not anymore. You get stripped away from the internet or technology. You can't use that anymore, which is very convenient for them, because now they can just bully everyone, do whatever they want. Nothing is recorded. Nothing is known, basically, besides word of mouth, which is still very powerful, and you should listen to what people say and kind of believe them, because, coming up with stories, there's always a reason for it, even if it's a lie. You should still follow the story, alright, whatever it is. You should still have an open mind. You can care for any person out there, especially if they say something. If they're willing to say something, there's a good reason why they're talking. Alright, including myself. Alright, I don't talk because I wanted to fart really hard. No, it's my job. Now it's my job. As a YouTube CEO, it's my job to talk about these very complicated issues so people understand how much experience I have recorded. Most people don't have recorded experience, so they just want to let it go and be ignorant. It's not going to be very good for you, unfortunately. That's the real medication people need. That's the real solution. Recording everything, my friends. They don't deserve to be recorded, unfortunately, these losers. I recorded with my mind's eye. How stupid they are. But, the law. The law. Every little move they made was stupid. I didn't feel like they did anything smart whatsoever that I would respect them for. So again, the old woman just exposed everything. Wide open. Fantastic. From point A to point B, everything was cancer and stupid and deadly too. If I make a wrong move, I die. Just straight up die, bro. Straight up die. A wrong move could have been just like starving myself to death. Finding that special out. I think that's the only out you have in that situation. You can starve yourself. Obviously, they will find out. They will treat you as a suicidal person, and they will start doing nasty things to you. They can even potentially hook you up to a force feeder, and then what do you do? It's like, oh man, that sounds pretty bad, right? Sounds pretty bad. So you have to lie, technically. In order to end your life in the hospital, you have to lie that that you're eating, but you're not eating, but then they will recognize that, oh, oops, I don't even know, dude. They will torture the shit out of you, basically. There's almost no out. Because, like, they want you to live for some reason, you know. But, dude, I'm a criminal gonna be stuck here for a year. Why do you want me to live? So they can have their job, or whatever. They can have their cake, and not share it, too. It's absolute insanity what's happening. Killing people is fine compared to the torture that is the prison system sometimes. Sometimes it's just so unacceptable. I'm still glad to be alive, but, I didn't felt very alive when I had 1 year of pressure on top of me. Just a very fat dude sitting on me and saying, it's gonna be a while until I stand up, so get yourself comfortable, my friend. Read a book. Yeah, that was fun. I still don't understand, how do people read books? Like, it's the scariest thing now for me. Like, people read books so fast, and everyone just is on the same pattern of, like, they read really fast. How? I can barely read, like, 50 pages max a day. 50 pages max. People can read, like, 150 or something? What? But that's besides the point. I'm just, like, very scared. And that was my hospital experience, like, just reading books whenever I had the chance to. There was a long period when I couldn't do that because there was the lockdown. I couldn't even read books. Yeah, it's a funny story, but, like, it's pretty disgusting, I would say. There was a dude that had books. I had my own thing going on. The moment I picked up books, I knew my brain was fried, basically. It's not what I wanted to do. The book did not satisfy me. I don't remember anything about books. I just made a bullshit video about it, and it's like, Jesus Christ, these guys are so insane. Right now, to be a part of society, you can't do these things. Alright, you can't just read books and pretend that society is just a local area thing. It's on the internet now. And if you disrespect the internet, we just wipe you from existence, and very quickly, too. Alright. Please, by the love of books, don't disrespect the internet. Alright, because that's the greatest indication if you're being immoral. If you don't allow internet into prisons, because they can literally do jobs in there and learn things, and, like, whoa, the possibilities are endless. And the way they choose to do it is they just choose to play games all day. That's pretty cool choice. It's gonna incriminate them because they're useless to society in that sense. They're not trying hard enough. They're not researching or learning and educating themselves what they would have to do. But now, because the internet is in, the whole system has to be rewritten completely. Now people have to be respected for everything they do and kind of monitored, and you can do that. All of these things. It's unbelievable, the things you can do. So if you disrespect the internet, oh boy, you're not gonna have a job, my friend. I mean, now it's too late. There was the test generation of testing the internet. It worked. Now we just apply the internet. Internet has not been applied into society. Internet has been a funny haha gamey thing for people to grow at if they're young. for people to use technically for communication and the edge of technology. People have been very happy with the internet. But in a lot of applications, internet does not exist and is being disrespected almost actively. That is not acceptable, unfortunately. And yeah, you don't need prisons to look like Norway or like 5-star hotels, basically. That's not what prison is supposed to be about either. Even though it would be nice for people to pick up like reasonable skills. It's a nice test, just like, you know, what is that? Universal basic income is quite an interesting test. Again, it only works with moral people. All right, if you want to inject morality into people, you tease them with free money. You know, freedom. You want freedom? Become moral. It's that simple. Not simple whatsoever, but it's there. It's available with morality. The epic thing to sell to people. So, you know, you can look into like why shouldn't be famous and stuff like that. Do you really think that way? Because like people become famous for like weird, stupid reasons these days, and I know exactly why that's the case. It's just they impress the public, but they're not gonna be famous for long because they don't have like utility. This is the gameplay grounds for people to play and manipulate and claim fame if they really want to. But in the end, most of these people are going to be useless to us. And we're just going to get rid of them. And take their subscribers. Subscriber count is not going to be a be-all, have-all. We're going to look at the view counter at that point. Not subscriber count anymore. Subscriber count is done. Alright. Susan Wojcicki still loves celebrating subscriber count. I'm not sure if that's a cool thing to do, but that's why she's fired now, and she is retired from being a YouTube CEO. I don't know what she's thinking in her head right now. Maybe she still thinks, oh, I'm still a YouTube CEO because there's no threat happening right now. Nobody's talking about me. Nobody cares about me because I don't upload any videos. And none of these things actually are helpful to her to be ignorant and not a parent on the platform and celebrating subscriber count. None of these things are helpful to her, unfortunately, in the case of holding her title. You know, you played your game. You're part of the internet generation, my friend. YouTube is the pivot, the mountaintop. Well, you played your game. Now you move on. Do your thing that you decided to do in the end. It's the ending that matters, you know, of this game. It's a very interesting game, right? So, 6. The game of playing a role has a very interesting ending. Where whatever happens in the end, you're going to be stuck in for the next season. Alright, so if you became a clown in the end, when it really matters, when you're being played into a special role. So right now we see what's going to happen with Susan, but we will still give her, you know, ability to change her mind. It's not very easy to do, but it's possible. So everything is possible. We have to give opportunities by all means. So all is so crazy, and just the level that consciousness is rising, and people acquiring different skills that, you know, feel a little bit more human, not like functioning like a robot. But you still, the fun part about like building cities and doing all these things, it's still a very human skill when it's needed. Alright, you can talk about it, you can brag about it. It's like, I built this building right there. Oh wow, bro, let's explore it. Let's fucking skate around this building. Whoa, bro, that looks fucking fantastic. Can I live in this building? That's cool, bro. And stuff like that is It's still apparent, right? Like living in a building, very expensive thing to do. So you might want to have those human skills of connecting with people who build homes for a living, and you might get hooked up with a good deal. That's a human skill. Those are still very powerful, but they keep on changing and keep on becoming different, I guess. They're not. I don't know if they feel more human in this case. I don't know what definition of human is, but it feels like an improvement, right? But the reality is, like, it's just we have different things, and we care about different things that we don't have, and that's it. It's the story of humanity in general. You get to live a brief history of humanity, but it's still probably not that different from just any space and time moment that is available across history. It's just you don't know what the past looks like because you probably have been lied to the whole time of what the past is about. Because lying is a very easy way to manipulate people, and you cannot go back to the past. So none of this is verifiable, despite there being books and stuff. None of this works, unfortunately. I know there's science around it, and you must know that I don't like science that much. I don't like frying people's minds and telling that science is absolute bullshit all the time. I just don't find it very important to dig into history and trying to figure out what it is when you can't really find the exact events or things. Just because Jesus existed and Christianity is still a thing doesn't mean that's not a mental illness, unfortunately. Even if you can make cool stories about Jesus, you can make cool stories about a plant in your living room, alright? That sucks souls for a living for some reason. Stop it, plant. I don't think I have any plant, though. Still better love story than Jesus, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. There's still people caring about Jesus for some reason. And those people will burn in hell because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Hell is real life. You're gonna get another life. You can try again. I'm sure. I'm sure there's an afterlife of some kind too. It's just, I don't care. You're gonna burn in this hell. If you care about Jesus, Jesus is not going to protect you. I don't know who that guy is. He's not very influential. He's not on my list. So I don't know what kind of superpowers he has to protect you. But I would love to have Christianity as a whole on the list. Because it's a community. Community effort, that would be interesting. Anyways, let's go back, all the way back to the case, in case we can squeeze something more. So I had to bring my mom in. And that's it. There's just like 6 people, right? No, 7 people. So there's the 4 people that the judge is controlling, and there's my mom and me. All of them are against me, basically. Even my mom can say, like, oh, he's not drinking medication, and that would just ruin my life, obviously. Even though they don't really have enough proof, they could potentially spin this around and be, like, very suspicious and try to catch me outside, basically. But for the record, I do drink medication, guys. Why wouldn't I do that? Why would I be so stupid? Yeah, yeah, there's even problems in the medication system. If I talk about it, it also incriminates me, even though it's their problem. So there's some fucking shady shit. So many shady shit just to potentially capture and torture people. So that's how it feels like, guys. This is not a fucking joke, my friends. It feels like this is intentional to capture and torture people. And this probably goes a lot deeper than that. At some point, your brain gets used to getting stuck, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna survive this 1 year. But what if you're not? What if you have anxiety issues? What if the medication amplifies those feelings? You could be in grave fucking danger, boys. Oh boy, whoa, the things that can happen to you in the hospital. Oh, my mom, call my mommy. All right, torture, my friends. So that special word above killing a person, unfortunately, the torture of a person is far worse criminal thing that than anyone could ever create. They try to not turn it into torture, but they're playing with fire. All right, the criminal justice system is like absolute madness. And in my case, it's like you guys did a terrible mistake. I declare war immediately, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to wake up without blacking out 10 minutes later, and then waking up again and blacking out again. You get 10 minutes every day, basically, to live. I just stole the rest of your life, but, that's the medication you're gonna get. And it's not torture, it's just like, I just reduced the amount of time you get to live. What's the big deal? All you get to do is eat, poop, maybe. You don't have any time for anything else, unfortunately. No videos for you. You just black out. You like torture, I've heard. You use it as the justice system. Torture. Whew. It's funny. Because, there's no escape. There's nothing you can say, nothing you can do to escape that kind of system. All right? Even if you're famous, you might be stuck. And people don't respect that shit. And I had to go through it. Go through this fiery fucking experience. Like, whoever gave this to me, if it came from the stars from the holy heavens, I pray for these people, man. These are very nice people, because I survived this insanity. But anyone who grabs this and says, like, groomer, you go straight to hell, boy. You go straight to hell, my friend. And there's no coming back from that one, because it's going to mess you up real bad. But I don't know how people can watch more of this video than like 2 minutes. Now I understand this number right here. I totally understand, guys. Totally understand for this video specifically, not for my YouTube rewind or anything. But this video, 2 minutes, sounds about right. You can watch 5 videos and then you black out. It's not torture, unfortunately. I call it torture, but it's a natural phenomenon. So, yeah, I like entertaining myself with all this stuff and like going through the motions. And again, I was very entertained up to the point when I realized I'm not playing any role whatsoever. I just sit there silently and I was like, whatever guys, whatever you say, bro. It's not like you gave me a voice to speak. It's not like you gave me confidence. It's not like you made me a big boy and you made yourself a small boy. That's the problem. I was prepared, alright guys? I did this thing. I talked to myself. Technically, to my guardian angels or to my super influencers. The 8 girls. Alright? Not just the 4, but the 8. Just in case, Just in case it goes south. And we decided, to use this as a bullet. If government has more power than the people, it doesn't have to follow its own rules. Meaning that the government can start becoming abusive, but that's not the role of the government to be abusive, unfortunately, so we just eliminate the government. It's not that difficult, to be honest. The government is not above reality and cannot control reality, like nothing can. They just do their job. If they do a bad job, we just end their job, end their career, fired. No problem. Everyone's attached to their, jobs anyways. So, money controls everything, and the fact that they are doing a job is already cringe. And also, I just want to reiterate, yes, I was prepared. I talked to myself in case I need to use the epic bullet, which I wasn't really prepared to use. You know, most of the things just evaporate from your head when you're in a stressful situation. That's not where you do things, basically. You're not supposed to do things when you're stressed out. That's gonna cause a lot of trouble and put you in danger. Very, very, very likely. It's terrifying. Just terrifying how off these people are, but they have to be like gracefully eliminated and put to sleep. It's like, well, you're fired, you're gonna get your money if you're a moral person still. Old people can be tortured if they're not moral, if they're useless to society. Fucking torture these losers. I don't care. Old people have plenty of ways to be useful to society. They just they gotta do something though. You know, I'm sure they have the skill not to do damage and to do good things in life. Even taking one thing and putting it to another place, or giving it to a person, or knocking on someone's door and saying, "Oh, hi." No, I just wanted to say hi. Oh, yeah. Things like that would make old people exist in life, in society. Because if they don't, like, I don't know, dude. Life is pretty expensive. Do you really want to mess with society? Yeah, I don't like old people, as you can tell. But obviously inflation hurts them a lot, and I don't want them to hurt, you know. But the problem is, obviously, if the ship is sinking and it clearly indicates that if you just throw people off board, this ship will stop sinking. The first thing you're gonna do is throw old people off the board, which is funny. You know why it's funny? When ship is sinking, you will start by throwing overboard old people, old useless people who don't really have a role to play. They don't even seem smart or interactive. Cranky little old people who are just too weak to do anything. But you don't have to be strong. You just have to be smart. That was the whole point of becoming old, right? Like, you're ridiculously smart. But here we go. The first that's gonna happen when we start looking at old people and filtering them out real quickly. Overboard. Ship is sinking, my friends. We can't let anyone live their life. You know why it's funny? It's just one word. It's funny. Coincidence, right? I don't believe in coincidences, unfortunately. So yeah, it was the old people problem. Let's put it that way. And I'm okay with that. Die. Bye. No problem. If you fear for your life, then start talking to... Oh, you can't. You need to learn how to use the internet. It's so fun. It's so funny. This cannot be nothing but, like, planned and scripted. This fucking movie right there. You just sit there and buy a bunch of popcorn. Hey guys, old people are dying. I love this shit. Put it in my mouth. But, you know, they're still cranking up that inflation and all these things. Now they want to, like, roast a lot of people, not just old. Like, a lot of people, man. And that I don't think that's acceptable. I think that's a little bit too much. But honestly, I can't possibly care. Because the world doesn't care. The world doesn't seem to care. So, unfortunately, the chaos is still going strong. and there's nothing I can help you with. Mostly. Alright. Also, I probably misspelled something. What is that? Again, inflation is not to be taken lightly. If there is any injustice in the world, if you see like this huge spike of like fiat currency just crashing everything, all the effort being useless, there's always the escape route from fiat currency. We just need to find the exit. NFTs is not the exit, but it's probably close. If we just create a token that we can share across the internet, it would be a very similar thing as communicating, as just trading over the internet in an easy way. And eventually it will become exchangeable into real money, into real services, basically. But that's it. Where's that fucking token? Better not come from the government. I'll tell you that much. If the government creates a token, we're screwed. Alright? We can't trust the government. We can trust, social media to create a token at first, and we test it, and make sure we attach to it and know exactly how it works, and have all the protections if anything goes wrong. All these things. Social media, we can trust that. And it's a very fascinating thing to me. I'll just mention it, obviously. We need a social media token, so it's very easy to trade anything. Anything whatsoever. I'm not talking about NFTs or even PNGs or images on the screen. I'm talking about literally anything. You can even trade in your fart noise. Okay, Belle Delphine is gonna get a lot of that out of her system. But, anything. Opinion, tweet, my video on steroids. Please sell that to everyone. But in general, literally anything can be rewarding, basically, right? Any good social interaction will be rewarded, and is gonna be the defining factor for the next generation of social media. It has to be. I don't think there's a way around it. This is the defining factor. Accompanied with other things like sanity. Oh, that's nice. Just straight up ability to trade fame for other things. Again, with these tokens. But all comes down to these goddamn tokens, essentially, potentially. I'm not exactly sure, but that's the idea. Alright? The tradability across the internet. Sounds fun. Well, get a move on, because I'm not building that system myself. I don't give a fuck. Alright? I'd rather die. Because life sucks anyways. No, I'll live my life for as long as I can, but then I just hit a rock bottom and I just die. I don't care. If nobody wants to save me, why should I fucking care? It's not my problem anymore. If society doesn't exist and I fall right through it, it's a fucking cloud. And I'll tell God about it. Alright? I'll bitch about it with the God. It's like, well, God, just burn him. Burn him! Now you're in hell. Because I told God. I'm pretty sure that's possible, by the way. You just die, like, tell the God, no, I didn't like this reality, just burn it. Oh, okay. And the God is like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. Well, Thanos doesn't sound so stupid when you can potentially talk to God and burn him. Now, how does that happen? It happens in a very peculiar way. You die, that's fine. Like Technoblade can die, but now Technoblade is in a special realm of possibility. He's not alive, but he's kind of present. He's kind of sneaking up on people and killing people in his own fashion. All right, and now his dad is like the prime suspect. Whatever his dad decides to do, does he decide to respect Technoblade? Will he suppress? Right now, he created a bombshell video, boys. A bombshell where he's kind of incriminating his own fucking family. It's kind of fucking fantastic. But I know this is not the ending. I know Technoblade stuff. Now it's getting real and scary. All right, and you will hear it from me firsthand, and it's gonna be fucking fantastic roller coaster. Because we know Technoblade can't do anything crazy, but it's the idea that's going to be spread around by the dead person. Again, he's in the realm of possibility. If he can reach God level after dying, we are not going to have a very fun life. I'm telling you that much. All right? If a dead person reaches God mode, we are screwed. There's no escape from hell, my friends. This is worse than Hitler, alright? Hitler kaput. Forget about Hitler now. Focus on this Technoblade duder. Because that's gonna get... that's gonna light up the skies. Technoblade never dies. That's a really bad meme to hold on to, cause oh my god. If you think he never dies, he did not die yet. He's still reaching for something. What could that be? You don't want to know what a dead person can do. Cause a dead person doesn't want life to exist. If you have noticed that. A problem. Alright? He wants you to relate. Alright? It's a very funny thing to say. It's so funny, it goes into the sweet spot. Alright? It's the most poisonous candy of all time, but you know it's poisonous because Techno says it. Technoblade never dies. But he did. And he wants you to relate. The potato farm, my friends. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you survived this far and it's a horror movie for you guys and you thought it's just like just a fun day in court. A fun day in court. It is. Fun day in court. I'm judging the rest of society based on my experiences. Very simple. Like that. But everyone's at fault, basically. I don't know which one to shoot. Because everyone's telling me crazy stories in conjunction with each other. It's actually fascinating. Alright. Corpse husband my ass, dude. I'm being real. I'm probably the only real YouTuber out there. And that's very scary, to be honest. Because if I'm not trying to manipulate people, I will not get fame. I'll just sit back and enjoy the show, technically. That's the role that I'm playing forcibly. Alright. Essentially, that's what cheating and manipulation is supposed to do. You can get what you want. You have to loose morality quite a bit. Loosen up the morality part. Forget about that one. Or, if you're such a moral person, well, you have to sit back and enjoy the show, unfortunately. That's the experience you get in the end. It's pretty sad for me. I admit it. That's it. I'll be a rock. I'll be a sitting duck because I am moral. Oh, how sad my life is. You know what also the sitting duck does for a living? Quacks. Quack. I laugh at people. I quake. The earthquake. I'm like, oh, wow, this is exciting. I tell people what is exciting, what is not exciting. Essentially, I'm the prince of madness. Eventually, if I do my job correctly, everything can be fantastic. If you learn your role from the older generation. All right, and Prince of Madness is the Skyrim and Elder Scrolls reference. It's It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool one. Uh, you guys would enjoy the game, so you should try it out. Oh wait, there's too many games anyways. Don't try anything unless you're really bored. But then you just watch my videos. Duh. If you can handle it. If you can't handle it, if you're just a child. Yes, Skyrim, I guess? I don't know. Don't play Minecraft. Minecraft sucks. It's terrible. Alright, so, we have to go back. Can we find anything else? There were, like, paintings, and paintings were kind of terrible. So I wasn't impressed by anything, again, from point A to point B. 2 years of experience, 2 years of in and on and off torture, basically. 1 year of intense torture, and then the second year of just like, oh, we're gonna try and incriminate you back again, go back to jail if you do something wrong. So don't do that. That's it. You know, they're quietly backing off, but like really, really slowly, and it's just like painful to watch. It's like, bruh, society's moving fast now, and you're moving slow. There's a problem. All right, can you see what the problem is? If society is moving fast, you're gonna be left out. That's it, bro. Just gonna be old before your age, and eliminated from the ship. No ship for you. Go overboard. It would be quite interesting now after these 2 years to sit, and now I have the control. I talk to my doctor as if I'm in control, and I want to fucking see if I can make him poop his pants. I want to make him scared. I want to start giving him hints that he's not in control anymore. That would be fucking hilarious, wouldn't it? A conclusion to the whole story. Of like, okay. I'll prepare myself a little bit extra time. I have extra time now. I love government so much after all. The experience was fascinating. I have bullets. Again, there might be like reasons why would I shoot my doctor? Why would I scare the shit out of him? But he's in power. I'm jealous. Just out of jealousy, just out of curiosity. Shoot him. Shoot him with the candy. Alright, obviously I'm not a gun owner. I can't really actually shoot him. I don't have to. But I'm not saying I'm a gun owner. That's kind of sad and pathetic, and I know Lithuania's Eastern Europe is suffering from that, and it's like, well, you disarmed your people. No, we just can't afford guns. That's the reality. You guys in America, you think you're so cool, you have guns and things, and you are cool, but you will shoot each other, I think, and you don't care about the rest of the world, and that's cool as well. I don't know. Yeah, when the internet becomes toxic, hide your kids or hide your wife, because there will be more shootings, I'm pretty sure, in America, in the areas that have guns, because people are gonna go fucking batshit crazy, bro. That's the prediction, man. It's gonna get even crazier, because the things that I'm talking about, like, they're crazy, but I can handle it. But there's a lot of people who can't handle shit these days, and they're gonna go batshit crazy. And I don't want this to happen, but I'm saying it's very likely for some reason. We can get deeper into this when I hear more stories. The only story I still remember is the Elliot Rodger thing, and it's like, he's a pretty cool dude, to be honest. He just did a very, very big mistake and just ruined his life. And I would have like read his manifesto and tried to talk to him if I knew he existed. But that's what it takes sometimes, man. It's not that easy. He had money too, so I could have just like convinced him. If I was able to trade with Elliot, like, he would have been a happy person despite being single. Because having money is like everything in life. There's nothing else you need. unfortunately. You think you need something else? Unfortunately, you do not. You have money? That's it. That's the game is off. Just step back. Your dating career is over. The job market is over. Literally, reality stops existing the moment you have money and realize how powerful money is. Reality stops existing. How does that work? Well, when you truly understand and appreciate money, like, you don't really want to engage in danger anymore. You just want to burn your candles while you have them. You have, like, true essence of life. We declare that it's money. It's probably going to change too, or the way the money works. But essentially, like, you just got it, bro. All you have to be is patient and not look into your guns as of like, oh, I'm very angry and jealous. What are you jealous about, my friend? You're not starving. You can buy whatever you want. You can buy all kinds of experiences and learn crazy skills. So the Elliot thing is a little bit off the hook for me. I don't relate to the dude. I don't think he's cool for making the mistake. It was very interesting that he made videos about himself. No other person did that. So that made his story very attractive. I think he got wiped off from the internet, from the YouTube, and it's kind of sad. You know, I want that story to linger, but well, I did my take on it, and I still latch onto it. Maybe most people don't know what it is, but I think Google can spit out an answer. I'm sure, or we could try Google it, but it's a scary thing. Just knowing the name. It's a searchable term, so he's still available for your research purposes. Let's put it that way. But now I'm probably in a blacklist of YouTube for typing in the name. No, that's not how it works. All right, free speech. You can research things as long as you're not evil. All right, if you're evil and you're researching evil things, that's a very bad combination of things, and we have to do something about it. All right, let's continue. What else can we drain out of this messy interaction? All right, so come in with my mom, go through the corridor. It's funny. It's like 110. It's like 11 with a 0, and I respect 11 as a number quite a lot. It also was 11th hour when the decision was pretty much made, or the main event happened at hour 11. So I don't know if that means anything. I associate that with Monica, with the most locally influential person, local and most influential, that I still cannot communicate with, but I can't communicate with anyone. So I just assume she's still the beast of Lithuanians. Lithuanian beast. Still a random person to most people, but to me, she's my crush, okay? And she can just come back swinging anytime she wants. Please do. But I would say that to any girl, to be honest. I fuck everything that moves. So, yeah. Call me groomer. Call me daddy. I don't care. I fuck everything that moves. Moves towards me and gives me consent. I don't care what it is, bro. Bro, I don't care. Obviously, it's like, but I'm 17. Oh, shit. Oh, I guess we wait a year. Now I'm in prison for a year. No, obviously. It's not that difficult to wait, but it feels like the groomer thing is happening even if you just interact with a 17-year-old sexually without actually, like, touching the person, just sending a dick pic. You can see dick pics everywhere on the internet. It's like, it's not a special thing, unfortunately. It's human anatomy that you have to learn and observe, because it's going in your mouth potentially if you're a sex worker by the time you're 18, which a lot of people will be sex workers. This is why it's illegal to be sex worker in most places, I guess, because it would just be rampant insanity. All right. And Andrew Tate would be on top of that game, am I right? Well, yeah, it's very much on-demand thing. Interactivity and being with women, that's on-demand, bro. That is, whoa! We're gonna talk about it. This year, more about it, but not now. So that's fascinating. All these things are fascinating. But let's say we go into the court. Again, my lawyer's like late, 10 minutes. Not too bad. But I could have shat on. He's like putting that temptation of like, you cannot handle things properly, do you? And knowing all these things is like, yeah. If I'm put him in court in some kind of manner, now I have some things to poke around with. So the way I would poke a lawyer is like, you're late 10 minutes. That is bad. That's indication you cannot defend me properly, potentially. And now I have to do the 50-50 split, at very least. Like, give him a little bit of room for improvement, but now I have to step in at any moment's notice. It's the 50-50. I have to be more ready than my lawyer in this case. And then the some dude is obviously very dangerous because you have to get to know the dude. That's the dangerous part about the dude. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? You gotta say something to him and you gotta figure out who he is. And it's a tough one, man. He literally sits all the way across the room. He's really hard to reach, really hard to talk to. You have to just get up your seat and fucking shake his hand or some bullshit like that. Like, damn, that's some fucking gameplay right there. That's what I would call touch some grass, my friends. Oh boy. That should be the title of the video, but honestly, I don't care. I'm just gonna see the day in court. My epic story about spending a day in court. I spent 24 hours in court. That's a funny title. I'm not gonna lie. That's a funny title. I still haven't decided on the title. I never do. I never plan things, because that's not the point of the video ever. As long as my microphone works, everything works, right? It's already 2 hours. No, that's fucking court experience right there. So I just explain you guys what this shit is. There's obviously the doctor who just like straight up reads a script. That's dangerous too, my friends. You gotta be like, nah, doctor. You're not doing that one. Take a chill pill, my friend. You're not gonna get me butt naked. I can tell my own history, my friend. Any question you may ask about my history. So you probably have to shut up your doctor. It's like, just summarize my problem in just a few sentences if you really want to. But everything else is a question basis. Or if you really want to know something, just ask. You don't have to spill the beans and make me naked and twist my story in that case. That's what doctor is for, just to twist the shit out of your story. He's spitting out facts after all. No, he's nitpicking and handpicking special facts that he likes or dislikes based on his preference. The script is pretty dangerous in that case, I would imagine. So that's pretty problematic. So there's plenty of room for improvement in case you decide to not do anything in court, because that shit's a fucking roller coaster. And the final word from my sponsors, the paperwork girl, just burn them, beasts. Honestly, you just pull out a fucking your lighter and just, all right, give me the paperwork so I could burn it, in front of your eyes. Because that shit's archaic, man. That shit's cringe. You should call her a cringe girl. basically. All of these guys are cringe, and they have shown their true faces, or they just played me very well, which is like fascinating. It's like, how much work did you put into this, guys? It's fucking fascinating. Because there's there's probably a backstory behind every single character, and they have their own levels. It's fucking hilarious, right? The paperwork girl told me to sit not next to the window, but on the right side. It's just like, what the fuck is the difference? I don't get it. What? Yeah, you should sit over here. I didn't ask any questions, but I think now it's with the paperwork girl. We fucking ask a lot of questions. We just cringe real hard. Why should I do that? Why should I'm a cranky little old man? Why should I do anything? I've just become a Karen against this paperwork girl. Set everything on fire. I'll set the entire building on fire if you start saying shit to me, you little girl. Nobody likes you. Who are you? Who you think you are? Fucking fantastic, right? So, this the court experience, guys. Fascinating stuff. That's the end of my episode. Because, I have to have a good reason to extend beyond 2 hours. I'll tell you that much. And I don't have a good reason. I also visited my old friend. And, his coffee shop was closed. So, it wasn't that cool after all. I was jealous, man. You own a coffee shop. It was fantastic. Invite me more often. He invited me 0 times, which is a very interesting number, but I'll take what I can get. So, I invited myself in. I didn't have a good experience, but now it's closed. And that was an addition to the court experience. Also, there's still a Christmas tree in my town. I could have visited. There was like a bunch of keys on a fucking Christmas tree. What the fuck the keys mean? So it's pretty important, like the Christmas tree stuff. It has to have a meaning after all. After all the work that people put into things, if it doesn't have a meaning, we just steal it. We just pee on the pee on the tree and pretend that it has its own meaning of some kind. Usually artists do that to provoke you, as like, well, I did all these random things that kind of have meaning, but I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, you put so much work into it. I guess if you get paid, like, it's not a big deal, but yeah, no, you don't want to be a spokesperson. But why not? What's up with that, bro? Obviously, the real problem is, like, people don't know how to do it properly, so it will be quite an interesting thing to just transition to the next generation. Like, the way YouTube is going to be flipped when I'm YouTube CEO, oh my god. Alright, so you sat through the entire video, hopefully. You got my court experiences, just mind-blowing. I should have put it into chapters. I apologize that I didn't. I will not rewatch this video again, but you can do it. You can put it into chapters, post it in the comments to make sure, people know which part is talking about what. You can just, watch all these points and be like, oh, that's how you, whenever he said this point and that point. But it's still pretty complicated even with that. But despite that, that was a fancy experience. Also, there's an interlude experience as well. My mom, asked me to, go to buy some soup in, what is it? Fucking curd? Never heard of it in English, boys. We just ate some food in a fancy place that I just don't go to anywhere to eat food, so it felt nostalgic because my mom used to do that. It's quite an experience, 'Cause it feels so different when you have experience. When you're an experienced person, things feel so much different when you get to do those things, but you have to find a reason to do it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So the reason why I went with my mom is like, it's just interesting. Yeah, let's go. And then I'm like, oh, it's like a dating experience. It's like training wheels for dating. And I'm still like, I still haven't done that. I'm 27 years old, virgin. I haven't really dated a person. And I'm not embarrassed about that. I'm a spokesperson for what people call incels. I'll fucking weaponize these people. They don't deserve to be scrutinized like that. You're gonna pay for your sins, rainbow Nazis. That's where we're gonna start. We're not gonna stop there. I'm sure everyone has bitter feelings towards virgins for some reason. Which is like, dude, run your society a little bit better. We're not gonna have problems like that if you feel like this is a problem. We're just not gonna have them. Just improve your society. Alright, the society that we all belong into. I'm doing my part. I'm working full-time, overtime, extra time, mega time. Alright? And I don't get paid for it. So, signing off, my friends. See you next time. Definitely YouTube CEO. Try and change that, my friends. Try your best if you don't like me. I think you do like me. You watched the whole video. Bye-bye.